As we embark on this exploration together, I want you to remember that everything, yes, everything in your world is a reflection of your consciousness. The experiences you encounter, the people you meet, and the circumstances you face are all projections of your inner state. With this fundamental truth in mind, let us delve into the ways in which kindness, when misunderstood or misapplied, can indeed ruin your life, not in the conventional sense, but in a way that will ultimately lead to your transformation and awakening. Let us begin with the first way. Kindness, when stemming from a place of lack or unworthiness, can ruin your life by perpetuating a false self-image. Now, my dear friends, understand that true kindness is a natural expression of your divine nature. It flows effortlessly from a state of abundance, love, and self-worth. However, many of us have been conditioned to believe that we must be kind in order to be worthy of love, acceptance, or success. We use kindness as a means to fill a perceived void within ourselves. This kind of kindness, let's call it conditional kindness, is not really kindness at all. It is a mask we wear, a performance we put on in hopes of gaining approval, avoiding rejection. When we act from this place, we are not being true to ourselves. We are living in a state of lack, constantly seeking external validation to feel complete. But remember, you are already complete. You are already whole. You are a perfect expression of the divine, lacking nothing. When you perform acts of kindness from this state of lack, you are affirming to the universe that you are incomplete, that you need something outside of yourself to be worthy. And the universe, being the perfect mirror that it is, will continue to reflect this belief back to you. To truly understand this, we must revisit the law of assumption. Whatever you assume to be true, whatever state you occupy in your imagination, must be made manifest in your outer world. If you assume that you need to be kind to be worthy, you will continually find yourself in situations where your worth is questioned, where you feel compelled to prove yourself through acts of kindness. The solution, my friends, is not to cease being kind. Rather, it is to shift your consciousness to a state of completeness of divine self-worth. From this state, kindness flows naturally, not as a means to an end, but as a joyful expression of your true nature. When you give from your overflow rather than from a place of lack, you transform not only your own life, but the lives of those around you. Imagine, if you will, that you are a chalice filled to the brim with the purest, most radiant light. This light is your true essence, your divine nature. When you act from this state of fullness, your kindness becomes a natural overflow of this light. It does not deplete you, for you are constantly filled from an infinite source. This is the kindness that transforms, that uplifts, that truly makes a difference in the world. So, my dear listeners, if you find that your acts of kindness are leaving you feeling drained, unappreciated, or somehow less than, pause and examine your state of consciousness. Are you giving from lack or from abundance? Are you seeking to fill a void or expressing your innate completeness? Remember, the outer world is but a reflection of your inner state. Change your concept of self, and you change your world. Now, let us move on to the second way in which kindness, when misunderstood, can ruin your life. Kindness, when used as a means of avoiding conflict or suppressing your true feelings, can lead to a life of quiet desperation and unfulfillment. Many of us have been taught that being kind means always putting others first, never saying no, and avoiding any form of conflict. We smile and nod when we want to scream. We agree when we desperately want to disagree. We say yes when every fiber of our being is crying out to say no. This, my friends, is not kindness. This is self-betrayal masked as virtue. True kindness, rooted in self-love and authenticity, sometimes requires us to set boundaries, to speak our truth, even when it may cause temporary discomfort. When we consistently suppress our true feelings and desires in the name of being kind, we are denying our own divine nature. We are telling the universe that our needs, our desires, our very essence is less important than maintaining a facade of harmony. But remember, you are here to be fully, gloriously, unabashedly you. You are a unique expression of the divine with your own desires, your own path, your own purpose. When you consistently deny this in the name of misguided kindness, you are not only doing yourself a disservice, but you are denying the world the gift of your authentic self. Imagine, if you will, a beautiful instrument, perhaps a violin of the finest craftsmanship. This violin was created to produce the most exquisite music. But what if in the name of kindness, this violin never allowed itself to be played? What if it remained silent, fearing that its music might disturb others or create conflict? The world would be robbed of its beautiful melodies, and the violin would never fulfill its purpose. You, my dear friends, are like this violin. You have within you a unique song, a divine melody that only you can play. When you silence yourself in the name of misguided kindness, you deny the world your music. You deny yourself the joy of full self-expression. So how do we remedy this? The answer lies, as always, in our consciousness. We must shift our concept of kindness from one of self-denial to one of authentic self-expression. True kindness includes kindness to oneself. It includes honoring your own needs, speaking your truth, and allowing yourself to be fully seen and heard. This doesn't mean becoming selfish or inconsiderate of others. Rather, it means finding a balance between honoring yourself and considering others. It means recognizing that your needs and feelings are just as valid and important as anyone else's. It means understanding that by being true to yourself, you give others permission to do the same. When you operate from this state of authentic kindness, you'll find that your relationships become deeper, more genuine. You'll attract people who appreciate and respect the real you, not just the agreeable facade you've been presenting. You'll find yourself in situations that truly align with your desires and values, rather than those you've reluctantly agreed to out of a misplaced sense of obligation. Remember, the world doesn't need another martyr. The world needs you, the real, authentic, fully expressed you. That is the greatest kindness you can offer. Now, let us explore the third way in which kindness, when misapplied, can ruin your life. Kindness, when used means a controlling outcomes or manipulating others, can lead to disappointment, resentment, and a distorted view of relationships. Many of us consciously or unconsciously use kindness as a sort of cosmic bargaining chip. We believe that if we are kind enough, giving enough, selfless enough, the universe or the people in our lives will reward us with what we desire. We give with the expectation of receiving. We are kind with the hope that this kindness will be returned. In essence, we are trying to control the behavior of others and the outcomes in our lives through our acts of kindness. But my dear friends, this is not how the universe operates. The law of assumption tells us that it is not our actions, but our state of consciousness that creates our reality. When we give with the expectation of receiving, we are operating from a state of lack. We are assuming that we need to manipulate external circumstances to get what we want, rather than assuming the state of already having our desire fulfilled. This kind of conditional kindness often leads to disappointment and resentment. Where our kindness is not reciprocated in the way we expect, we feel cheated, unappreciated. We may even become bitter, thinking, after all I've done for them, this is how they treat me. But in reality, we were never truly giving. We were engaging in a transaction with kindness as our currency. True kindness, my friends, comes with no strings attached. It is not a means to an end, but an end in itself. It is a natural expression of our divine nature, flowing from a state of abundance and love. When we give from this state, we do so joyfully, with no expectation of return. We give because giving is its own reward. Imagine, if you will, a beautiful rose bush in full bloom. Does the rose demand anything in return for its beauty? Does it withhold its fragrance from those who do not appreciate it enough? No, the rose simply is. It blooms because that is its nature. Its beauty and fragrance are given freely to all who pass by, whether they stop to admire it or not. You, my dear listeners, are like this rose. Your kindness, your love, your divine essence is meant to be expressed freely, not as a means of control or manipulation, but as a natural overflow of who you truly are. To shift from conditional kindness to true unconditional kindness, we must once again turn to our imagination. We must assume the state of already having all that we desire. From this state of completeness, of abundance, kindness flows naturally with no need for reciprocation. Imagine yourself as a being of pure light, radiating love and kindness in all directions. This light doesn't discriminate. It doesn't calculate. It simply shines because that is its nature. From this state, your kindness becomes a gift to yourself as much as to others. It becomes a joyful expression of your true nature rather than a means to an end. When you operate from this state, you'll find that your relationships transform. You no longer feel the need to keep score or expect anything in return for your kindness. You'll be free to give without attachment, to love without condition. And paradoxically, you'll likely find that you receive more than ever before, not because you're manipulating others through kindness, but because you're aligning yourself with the abundant, giving nature of the universe. Now, let us delve into the fourth and final way in which kindness, when misunderstood, can ruin your life. Kindness, when it becomes a fixed identity rather than a fluid expression, can limit your growth and prevent you from fully embodying all aspects of your divine nature. Many of us in our quest to be good people latch onto kindness as a primary identity. We pride ourselves on being the kind one, the nice guy, the one who always helps others. While this may seem noble on the surface, it can actually become a cage that limits our full self-expression and prevents us from growing into the multifaceted beings we truly are. You see, my dear friends, you are not just kind. You are not just any one thing. You are a divine, infinite being capable of embodying all states of consciousness. You contain within you the potential for every human quality and experience. When you fixate on kindness as your primary identity, you may inadvertently suppress other aspects of yourself that are equally valid and necessary for your growth and the fulfillment of your purpose. There are times when we need to be firm, when we need to say no, when we need to express anger or disappointment. There are times when we need to be selfish in order to honor our own needs and boundaries. There are times when we need to be competitive, assertive, or even ruthless in pursuit of our goals. All of these states are part of the human experience, and all have their place in a fully lived life. But if we build our identity around being the kind one, we may find ourselves unable to access these other states when they're needed. We may struggle to stand up for ourselves, to compete effectively, to express our anger in healthy ways. We may find ourselves stuck in situations that no longer serve us because we're afraid that leaving or saying no would be unkind. Remember, my friends, that consciousness is fluid. It is ever-changing, ever-evolving. Your true identity is not any fixed state or quality, but the awareness that can embody all states. You are the actor who can play any role, the artist who can paint with all colors. To truly understand this, we must once again turn to the power of imagination. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself as a vast, clear sky. In this sky, various clouds form and dissipate: clouds of kindness, clouds of anger, clouds of joy, clouds of sadness. Notice how the sky remains unchanged, unaffected by the clouds that pass through it. It doesn't cling to the gentle, wispy clouds and reject the dark, stormy ones. It simply allows all clouds to form and pass. You are this sky, your true self, your I am is this vast, unchanging awareness. Kindness, like all states, is simply a cloud passing through you. It is an expression of you, but it is not you. When you truly understand and embody this truth, you free yourself from the limitations of any fixed identity. You become able to express kindness when kindness is called for, firmness when firmness is needed, anger when anger is appropriate. You become fluid, adaptable, able to meet each moment with exactly what's required. This doesn't mean that kindness becomes less important or less valuable. On the contrary, when kindness is no longer a fixed identity, but a chosen expression, it becomes more genuine, more powerful. It becomes a conscious choice rather than a compulsive behavior or a means of maintaining an image. Imagine, if you will, a skilled martial artist. This martial artist is capable of great power and even violence when necessary. But it is precisely because they have cultivated this power that they can also choose gentleness. Their kindness is not born of weakness or fear, but of strength and conscious choice. You, my dear listeners, are like this martial artist. By embracing all aspects of your being, by allowing yourself to embody all states, you actually enhance your capacity for true kindness. You become kind not because you must, not because it's your only option, but because you choose to be in each moment. So how do we put this into practice? How do we free ourselves from the limitations of kindness as a fixed identity while still embracing kindness as a beautiful expression of our divine nature? The key, as always, lies in our imagination. Begin by imagining yourself as that vast, clear sky, allowing all states to pass through you without clinging to any of them. Practice embodying different states in your imagination. Feel what it's like to be kind, then to be firm, then to be angry, then to be joyful. Notice how the awareness behind all these states, remain unchanged. In your daily life, start paying attention to the states you embody. Are there situations where you default to kindness out of habit or fear, even when another response might be more appropriate? Practice allowing yourself to respond authentically in each moment, rather than always falling back on kindness as a default. Remember, this is not about rejecting kindness. It's about freeing kindness from the confines of a fixed identity and allowing it to become a fluid, authentic expression of your true self. As you practice this, you may find that your kindness actually becomes more powerful and genuine. You may find that you're able to set boundaries more effectively, to say no when necessary, to stand up for yourself and others in ways you couldn't before. You may find that you're able to pursue your goals with more determination and focus, knowing that you can be kind and assertive, gentle and strong. My dear friends, as we come to the end of our exploration of these 4 ways in which kindness, when misunderstood, can ruin your life, I want to emphasize that this is not an indictment of kindness itself. Kindness in its truest form is a beautiful expression of our divine nature. It has the power to transform lives, to heal wounds, to bridge divides. What we've been discussing is not kindness itself, but the misunderstandings and misapplications of kindness that can limit us and keep us from fully expressing our true selves. By recognizing and moving beyond these limitations, we actually enhance our capacity for genuine kindness. Let us recap what we've discovered. First, we learned that kindness stemming from a place of lack or unworthiness can perpetuate a false self-image. The solution is to shift our consciousness to a state of completeness and divine self-worth, allowing kindness to flow naturally from our overflow. Second, we explored how kindness, used as a means of avoiding conflict or suppressing our true feelings, can lead to meek desperation. We learned that true kindness includes kindness to oneself, honoring our own needs and speaking our truth. Third, we discussed how kindness, used as a means of controlling outcomes or manipulating others, can lead to disappointment and resentment. We discovered that true kindness comes with no strings attached, flowing freely from a state of abundance. Finally, we examined how kindness, when it becomes a fixed identity, can limit our growth and prevent us from fully embodying all aspects of our divine nature. We learned to see ourselves as the vast awareness that can embody all states, including but not limited to kindness. Now, my dear friends, I invite you to take these insights and apply them in your own life. Begin to observe your acts of kindness. Are they coming from a place of lack or abundance? Are you using kindness to avoid conflict or to manipulate outcomes? Have you made kindness a fixed identity that's limiting your full self-expression? As you become aware of these patterns, don't judge yourself. Simply observe. And then, using the power of your wonderful human imagination, begin to shift your consciousness. Imagine yourself as that chalice overflowing with life, giving from your abundance. Imagine yourself speaking your truth with kindness and authenticity. Imagine yourself giving freely with no expectation of return. Imagine yourself as that vast, clear sky able to embody all states as needed. Remember, you are not here to be just kind. You are here to be fully, gloriously, unabashedly you. You are here to express all aspects of your divine nature. Kindness is a beautiful part of that nature, but it is not the whole of it. As you liberate kindness from misunderstanding and limitation, you'll likely find that your capacity for true kindness actually expands. You'll find yourself able to be kind in ways you never imagined before. Kind to yourself as well as others. Kind in your truth, telling as well as your comforting. Kind in your boundaries as well as your giving. This, my friends, is the paradox and the promise of our exploration today. By examining how kindness can ruin your life, we've actually discovered how to enhance and deepen our capacity for genuine kindness. We've uncovered a path to a more authentic, more empowered, more fully expressed life. So go forth from here with this new awareness. Allow kindness to be a fluid, authentic expression of your true self, rather than a limitation or a means to an end. Embody the state of already being all that you desire to be, and let your kindness flow naturally from that state of completeness. Remember, you are the operant power in your world. Your consciousness creates your reality. As you shift your consciousness around kindness, you'll find your outer world shifting to match. You'll attract relationships and circumstances that honor your authentic self acting. You'll find yourself able to give and receive kindness in new and beautiful ways. This is the promise and the invitation I leave you with today. It is the call to step fully into your power as a divine creator, to embody all aspects of your true nature, including but not limited to kindness. It is the opportunity to transform not only your own life, but the lives of all those you touch. For when you express kindness from a place of wholeness, authenticity, and conscious choice, you become a living example of what's possible. You inspire others to do the same. And in this way, one person at a time, we can transform our world. So go forth, my dear friends, and be kind, not because you should, not because you must, but because you choose to from the infinite wellspring of your divine nature. Be kind and be all else that you are as well. For in embracing the fullness of your being, you fulfill your highest purpose and express your true self. Thank you. And may your journey of self-discovery and authentic expression bring you to the full realization of your divine natures and the complete manifestation of your heart's desires. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall delve into the 5 basic fundamentals that, when understood and applied, will transform your existence from one of mere survival to one of divine manifestation. For in truth, you're not simply a mortal being struggling through life, but a sleeping God waiting to awaken to your true nature. Let us begin our journey into the realms of imagination and reality, where the seeds of your desires are planted and nurtured into full bloom. These 5 fundamentals are not mere strategies or tactics, but the very fabric of existence itself. They are the tools with which you, as the operant power of your world, can shape your reality to match the grandest vision of your inner being. The first fundamental, my dear friends, is the power of imagination. Imagination is not, as many believe, a frivolous fancy or idle daydreaming. No, imagination is the very substance of reality, the clay from which all experience is molded. When you imagine, you are engaging in the most sacred and powerful act in the universe. For your imagination is nothing less than God in action. Consider for a moment the world around you. Everything you see, every object, every circumstance, began first as an idea, a mental image in someone's mind. The chair you sit on, the building that houses us, even the clothes you wear, all were first imagined before they were brought into physical form. This is the creative process of the universe. And you, my friends, are the universe in human form. To harness the power of imagination, you must first understand that your inner world is the real world. The outer world that you perceive with your senses is merely a shadow, a reflection of your inner states. When you change your inner world through imagination, the outer world has no choice but to conform to this new pattern. Let me give you an example. Suppose you desire financial abundance. The conventional approach would be to work harder, save more, or seek new opportunities in the outer world. But this is backwards. Instead, you must first create the feeling of abundance within yourself. Close your eyes now and imagine yourself in a state of complete financial freedom. Feel the relief, the joy, the sense of security that comes with this state. Make this inner experience as vivid and real as possible. As you persist in this inner state, holding it as a present fact rather than a future possibility, you will find that your outer world begins to rearrange itself to match this inner reality. Opportunities will appear, ideas will come to you, and circumstances will align in ways you could never have planned or predicted. This is the law of attraction in its purest form, but it is not some mystical force outside of you. It is you operating at the level of cause rather than effect. Now let's move to the second fundamental, the law of assumption. This law states that you become what you assume yourself to be. Your assumptions, conscious or unconscious, dictate your experience of reality. This is not a matter of positive thinking or wishful daydreaming. It is a matter of fully embodying the state of your desire fulfilled. To assume a state means to think from it, not of it. If you desire to be wealthy, you must think and act from the state of wealth, not merely think about being wealthy. You must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. How would you feel if you were already wealthy? How would you carry yourself? What thoughts would occupy your mind? The secret is to persist in this assumption until it becomes your dominant state of consciousness. The outer world may not immediately reflect this change, but do not be deceived. The seed has been planted, and in due time it must bear fruit. Your job is not to make things happen, but to assume the state of the wish fulfilled and allow the infinite intelligence of the universe to bring about its manifestation. Remember, my friends, that your desires are not something to be achieved in the future. They are states of consciousness to be entered into now. The future is created out of your present assumptions. Therefore, assume the best about yourself and your world, for in doing so you are shaping your destiny. The third fundamental we shall explore is the law of revision. This powerful tool allows you to literally rewrite your past, and in doing so alter your present and future. Many of you may be carrying burdens from past experiences, failures, disappointments, or traumas, but I say to you, the past exists only in your memory. And memory is imagination applied to just as you can imagine a desired future state, you can reimagine past events. This is not denial or self-deception, but a recognition of your power as the author of your life story. When you revise a past event, you are not changing what physically happened, but you are changing its impact and meaning in your life. Let us practice this now. Think of a past event that still causes you pain or regret. Now close your eyes and reimagine that event exactly as you wish it had happened. See it vividly. Feel the emotions you would have felt if it had occurred in this new way. Do this repeatedly, and you will find that the new version begins to feel more real than the original. As you practice revision, you will notice that your present circumstances begin to change. This is because your present is a result of your past assumptions and beliefs. By changing these through revision, you alter the trajectory of your life. You are, in essence, creating a new past from which a new present and future naturally flow. The fourth fundamental is the power of your inner conversations. My friends, pay close attention to the conversations you have with yourself and others, for these are the building blocks of your reality. Your inner dialogue, the words you speak to yourself in the privacy of your own mind, are shaping your world in every moment. If you constantly tell yourself that life is hard, that you are unlucky, or that success is out of your reach, you are decreeing these conditions into existence. Your word is law in the universe of your experience. Therefore, watch your inner conversations carefully. Speak to yourself and others as you would if your desired state were already a fact. Instead of saying, I hope to be successful one day, say, I am successful now. Instead of complaining about your current circumstances, speak of the ideal conditions you desire as if they were already present. This is not lying to yourself or others. It is acknowledging the deeper truth that your desired state already exists in potential. And by claiming it now, you allow it to manifest in your experience. Practice having imaginary conversations with friends and loved ones in which they congratulate you on your success. Remark on your good fortune or express admiration for your achievements. Feel the joy and gratitude of these imaginary interactions. As you persist in these new inner conversations, you will find your outer world beginning to echo them back to you. The fifth and final fundamental we shall discuss today is the art of detachment. This may seem paradoxical, for how can you detach from that which you desire? For true detachment is not indifference or lack of interest. It is the calm assurance that your desire is already yours in the realm of imagination, and therefore must manifest in your physical reality. When you truly understand that your imagination creates reality, you no longer feel the desperate need to make things happen. You know that what you have imagined and felt is real must come to pass. This knowing allows you to relax, to let go, and to allow the natural processes of manifestation to unfold. Detachment also means releasing your attachment to the how and when of your desire's manifestation. Your role is to live in the end, to occupy the state of the wish fulfilled. The means and timing of its physical expression are not your concern. Trust in the perfect unfolding of your desire, for the universe has infinite intelligence and will bring about your manifestation in ways far beyond your limited human planning. Practice detachment by imagining your desire fulfilled and then releasing it much as you would plant a seed and then leave it to grow. Water it with your continued assumption of its reality, but do not dig it up every day to check on its progress. Trust in the law, for it never fails. Now, my dear friends, as we have explored these 5 fundamentals, the power of imagination, the law of assumption, the law of revision, the power of inner conversations, and the art of detachment, I want you to understand that these are not separate techniques to be applied occasionally. They are the very fabric of your existence, the tools which you create your reality in every moment. You are always imagining, always assuming, always having inner conversations. The question is, are you doing so consciously and deliberately? Or are you allowing your habitual thoughts and beliefs to create by default? The choice is yours, for you are the operant power in your world. Remember, the world you see around you is nothing more than your own self pushed out. Every person, every circumstance, every condition in your life is a reflection of your own consciousness. Therefore, to change your world, you must change yourself, not through external effort or struggle, but through a transformation of your inner states. As you begin to apply these fundamentals in your daily life, you may encounter resistance from your habitual thinking, from the appearances of the outer world. Do not be discouraged by this. It is merely the time lag between your inner change and its outer manifestation. Persist in your new assumptions, for persistence is the secret to all success. Let us delve deeper into each of these fundamentals, for their power lies not just in understanding them intellectually, but in living them fully. Regarding imagination, understand that it is not bound by the limitations of your physical senses or your past experiences. Your imagination is infinite, capable of conceiving realities far beyond your current circumstances. When you imagine, you're tapping into the very creative power of the universe. Practice using your imagination deliberately and consistently. Set aside time each day to enter your imagination and create vivid, detailed scenes of your desires fulfilled. Use all your inner senses. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the textures, smell the sense of your imagined reality. The more real you can make it in your imagination, the more quickly and perfectly it will manifest in your outer world. Remember, imagination is not about visualizing a future possibility. It is about experiencing a present reality in your mind. When you imagine, you're not reaching for something outside yourself, but awakening to what already exists within you. For in truth, all that you desire already exists in the infinite realm of possibility. Your imagination is the bridge that brings it into your experience. Moving on to the law of assumption, let us explore this concept more deeply. To assume a state means to live from it completely. It is not enough to merely think positive thoughts or affirm your desires. You must become the person who already has what you desire. This involves a total shift in your self-concept and your perception of the world. If you desire wealth, you must assume a state of wealth in every aspect of your being. How does a wealthy person think? How do they feel? How do they carry themselves? How do they interact with the world? Embody these qualities now, not as an act or pretense, but as a genuine expression of your newly assumed state. This may feel challenging at first, especially if your current circumstances seem to contradict your desired state. But remember, your senses show you the world that was, not the world that is becoming. Your assumption, if persisted in, will harden into fact. Therefore, be bold in your assumptions. Dare to assume states that may seem impossible from your current standpoint. For in the realm of imagination, all things are possible. The law of revision, our third fundamental, is a powerful tool for transformation. Many of you may feel bound by your past, by mistakes, regrets, or traumas. But I say to you, the past is not fixed or immutable. It is as fluid and changeable as your imagination allows it to be. When you revise a past event, you are not engaging in denial or fantasy. You are exercising your divine right as a creative being to choose the memories and beliefs that serve your highest good. By reimagining past events, you are literally rewriting the script of your life. Practice revision not just for major life events, but for the small daily occurrences as well. Did you have an unpleasant interaction with someone? Revise it in your imagination to a harmonious and positive exchange. Did you miss an opportunity? Revise it so that you seize the opportunity with confidence and success. As you make revision a habit, you will find that your entire life story begins to shift, leading to a more positive and empowered present and future. Now let us delve deeper into the power of inner conversations. Your self-talk and imaginary dialogues are not mere mental chatter, but powerful creative forces. Every word you speak, whether aloud or in the privacy of your mind, is a declaration to the universe. It is, in essence, a prayer that must be answered. Be vigilant about the quality of your inner conversations. Are you constantly affirming lack, limitation, or failure? Or are you speaking words of abundance, success, and fulfillment? Remember, it is not the truth of your words that matters, but their feeling tone and the assumptions they represent. Practice having imaginary conversations that support your desires. Hear your friends congratulating you on your success. Listen to your family expressing pride in your achievements. Imagine your bank manager discussing your growing wealth. Make these inner conversations as vivid and real as possible. As you persist in these new patterns of thought, you will find your outer world beginning to conform to them. The art of detachment, our fifth fundamental, is perhaps the most challenging yet crucial aspect of conscious creation. Many of you, in your eagerness to see your desires manifest, may find yourselves constantly looking for signs, trying to make things happen, or becoming anxious about when and how your desire will come to pass. But true detachment comes from a place of absolute faith in the law. When you know that what you have imagined must come to pass, you can relax and allow the infinite intelligence of the universe to bring it about in its own perfect way and timing. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means maintaining an unwavering faith in the reality of your desire while releasing all anxiety and doubt about its manifestation. It is the calm assurance of a farmer who has planted his seeds and knows that the harvest will come in due time. Practice detachment by imagining your desire fulfilled, feeling the joy and gratitude of its realization, and then mentally stepping back and allowing the universe to handle the details. Trust that the way will be made clear, that all necessary people and circumstances will be brought into your experience at the perfect time. As you apply these 5 fundamentals in your life, you will begin to see remarkable changes. But remember, this is not about achieving isolated goals or manifesting specific objects. It is about a total transformation of your being. You are learning to live as the divine creator that you truly are. You may encounter challenges along the way. Old habits of thought may resist change. The appearances of the outer world may seem to contradict your new assumptions. But do not be discouraged by these temporary setbacks. They merely the shadows of old beliefs fading away as your new reality takes form. Persist in your new way of thinking and being, for persistence is the key to all success. It is not enough to imagine once or twice, and then give up if results do not immediately appear. You must live continuously in the state of your wish fulfilled, regardless of appearances, until it becomes your dominant state of consciousness. Remember, my dear friends, that time is a construct of your physical senses. In the realm of imagination, where all creation takes place, there's no time. Your desire is already fulfilled there. Your task is simply to align your consciousness with this fact until it manifests in your physical experience. As you practice these fundamentals, you will begin to experience what I call science following. These are utter events and circumstances that confirm your inner changes. You may encounter unexpected opportunities, meet helpful individuals, or receive sudden insights that lead you towards the realization of your desire. Welcome these signs with gratitude, but do not become overly attached to them. They are not the fulfillment of your desire, but merely indicators that you are moving in the right direction. Continue to live from the state of your wish fulfilled, regardless of what is or is not yet visible in your outer world. Now, I want to address a question that may be arising in some of your minds. You may be wondering, if imagination creates reality, why do we see so much suffering and hardship in the world? The answer, my friends, lies in the unconscious assumptions and beliefs held by humanity as a whole. The world you see is a reflection of collective human consciousness. But remember, you are not bound by this collective state. You have the power to rise above it, to assume a higher state of consciousness, and thus experience a reality that transcends the limitations perceived by others. This is why it is so crucial that you guard your mind against negative influences. Be selective about the information you consume, the conversations you engage in, and the company you keep. Surround yourself with those who uplift and inspire you, who believe in the power of imagination and the law of assumption. As you elevate your own consciousness through the application of these fundamentals, you become a beacon of light in the world. Your transformed state of being affects not only your personal reality, but radiates outward, influencing the collective consciousness in subtle yet powerful ways. This is the true purpose of your life, not merely to acquire things or achieve personal success, but to awaken to your divine nature and express it fully in the world. As you do so, you become a co-creator with the infinite, playing your part in the elevation of all humanity. Let us now explore how these 5 fundamentals interweave and support each other in the creation of your desired reality. Imagination is the foundation, the creative power through which all things are possible. The law of assumption is the means by which you bring your imagined state into your present experience. Revision allows you to rewrite your past, free you from limiting beliefs, and aligning your entire being with your desired state. Inner conversations reinforce your assumptions and keep you aligned with your imagined reality throughout your day. And detachment allows you to maintain faith in the law while releasing anxiety and allowing your desire to manifest in divine time. As you practice these fundamentals, you will find that they become second nature. You will no longer need to consciously apply them as techniques, for they will have become your natural way of being. This is the state of mastery where you live constantly from your divine creative essence. In this state of mastery, you will find that your desires manifest with increasing ease and speed. This is not because the law has changed or become more powerful, but because you have aligned yourself more fully with it. You have removed the inner resistance and doubt that once slowed the manifestation process. As you continue to live from this elevated state of consciousness, you will discover that your desires themselves begin to change. The material wants and personal achievements that once seemed so important may fall away, replaced by a deeper longing for spiritual growth and universal harmony. This is the natural evolution of the awakened soul. As you realize your power as a divine creator, you also awaken to your responsibility as a steward of that power. You begin to desire not just for yourself, but for the highest good at all. In this advanced state of spiritual awareness, you may find yourself naturally drawn to use your creative power for the betterment of humanity. Your imagination may turn to visions of a world free from conflict and suffering. Your assumptions may shift to a reality where all beings recognize their divine nature and live in harmony with each other and the planet. This, my dear friends, is the ultimate purpose of the law, not merely to fulfill individual desires, but to elevate the consciousness of all humanity. As you master these fundamentals and live from your divine essence, you become a powerful force for positive change in the world. Let us now take a moment to reflect on how far we've come in our understanding. We began by exploring the power of imagination, recognizing it as the very substance of reality. We delve into the law of assumption, learning how to embody the state of our desire fulfilled. We discovered the transformative potential of revision, the creative power of our inner conversations, and the liberating art of detachment. Through it all, we've come to understand that these are not mere techniques or strategies, but fundamental truths about the nature of reality and our place within it. We are not helpless beings at the mercy of external circumstances, but powerful creators shaping our world through our consciousness. As we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a final thought. The journey you've embarked upon is not a linear path with a definite endpoint. It is an ongoing process of awakening, of remembering your true divine nature. There will be moments of profound insight and dramatic transformation, and there will be times of challenge and apparent setback. Embrace it all, for each experience is a valuable part of your spiritual evolution. The challenges you face are not obstacles to your progress, but opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. They are invitations to apply these fundamentals more fully, to trust more deeply in the law. Remember always that you are not alone on this journey. The same infinite intelligence that creates worlds and galaxies is within you, guiding you every step of the way. Trust in this inner wisdom, but it will never lead you astray. As you go forth from here, I encourage you to apply these fundamentals diligently in your daily life. Start with small things, building your faith and understanding through consistent practice. As you gain confidence, you will naturally begin to apply these principles to larger aspects of your life. Imagine the life you truly desire, not from a place of lack or need, but from the joyous recognition that it is already yours in the realm of imagination. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, living each day from the state of your desired reality. Revise any events or memories that do not serve your highest good, rewriting your past to support your new, empowered state of being. Watch your inner conversations carefully, ensuring that your self-talk and imaginary dialogue support your assumed state. And practice the art of detachment, releasing your desires to the infinite wisdom of the universe, trusting in perfect and divine timing. Above all, persist. The power of persistence cannot be overstated. It is through consistent, faithful application of these principles that you will see your world transform. Do not be discouraged if things do not change overnight. Remember, you are rearranging the entire fabric of your reality. This is no small feat, and it may take time for your outer world to fully reflect your inner changes. But Norman, you spend living from your desired state. Every time you choose faith over doubt, every instance where you revise a negative event or engage in positive inner conversation, you're shaping your reality. You are exercising your divine creative power and aligning yourself more fully with the infinite potential of the universe. As we conclude our time together, I want you to know that I have absolute faith in your ability to apply these principles and transform your life. For in truth, I am not separate from you, nor are any of us separate from each other or the divine source of all creation. We are one consciousness expressing itself through myriad forms. The wisdom I've shared with you today is not something external to you, but a reminder of what you already know at the deepest level of your being. My role has simply been to awaken you to your own innate power and wisdom. Go forth now and live from the state of your wishes fulfilled. Create magnificently, love unconditionally, and express your divine nature fully in every moment. For in doing so, you not only transform your own life, but contribute to the elevation of all humanity. Remember, the entire universe is within you, waiting to burst forth in all its glory through your imagination and assumption. You are the operant power, the God of your reality. Embrace this truth, live it fully, and watch in awe as your world transforms to match the grandest vision of your divine imagination. Thank you, my dear friends, for your attention and openness. May your journey of awakening be filled with joy, wonder, and the blissful recognition of your true limitless nature. The power is yours. Use it wisely, use it lovingly, and use it now. For now is the only moment that exists, and in this eternal now, all things are possible. Go in peace, go in power, and go in the absolute knowing that you are the creator of your reality. The world awaits your grand imaginings. Create wisely, create lovingly, and create with the full force of your divine being. For in you, all the power of the universe resides, waiting to express itself through your consciousness. Farewell, my friends, and remember always, imagination creates reality. You are that creative power made manifest. Live from this truth and watch as miracles unfold in your life and in our world. Imagine, if you will, a world where your thoughts shape your reality, where your imagination is the creative force that molds the very fabric of your existence. This is not a fantasy, my dear friends, but the fundamental truth of our being. For you see, the world you perceive around you is nothing but an outward picture of your inner assumptions. Every circumstance, every event, every person in your life is there because you have imagined it. So now you might be thinking, Wayne, how can this be? How can my mere thoughts and imagination create such profound changes in just 1 week? And to that, I say, time is but an illusion, a construct of the human mind in the realm of spirit. In the kingdom within you, there is no time. There is only the eternal now, the precious present moment in which all possibilities exist simultaneously. As we embark on this journey together, exploring these 5 transformative habits, I want you to shed all preconceived notions of what is possible or impossible, for in the world of imagination, There are no limits, no boundaries, and no obstacles that cannot be overcome. You are about to discover the immense power that has been lying dormant within you, waiting to be awakened and harnessed. The first habit that will revolutionize your life is the practice of living in the end. This, my friends, is the cornerstone of all creation, the very foundation upon which your new life will be built. Living in the end means assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, experiencing in your imagination the reality you desire as if it were already manifest in the physical world. Let me illustrate this profound truth with a simple example. Suppose you desire financial abundance. Instead of focusing on your current state of lack or limitation, you must assume the feeling of already present. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself living in the beautiful home you've always dreamed of. Feel the soft carpet beneath your feet. Smell the fragrant flowers in your garden. Hear the laughter of your loved ones echoing through the spacious rooms. This, my dear friends, is not mere daydreaming or escapism. This is the very act of creation. For you see, your imagination is God in action. It is the creative power of the universe expressing itself through you. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are aligning yourself with the creative forces of the cosmos, setting in motion a series of events that must inevitably lead to the manifestation of your desire. But remember, it is not enough to simply visualize your desire for a few moments and then return to your old patterns of your thought and behavior. You must persist in this new assumption, making it your dominant feeling, your new reality. This is where the power of the second habit comes into play, the art of revision. Revision, my friends, is the magical act of rewriting your past to align with your desired future. It is the recognition that time is fluid, that your memories are not fixed, immutable things, but rather malleable impressions that can be reshaped by the power of your imagination. Let us say that you had an unpleasant encounter with a colleague at work. Instead of replaying this negative experience in your mind, reinforcing feelings of anger or resentment, you have the power to revise this event. Close your eyes and replay the scene in your imagination, but this time, see it unfold exactly as you would have wished. Hear the kind words, feel the warmth of a friendly interaction, experience the mutual respect and understanding. As you practice this habit of revision, you will find that not only does it change your perception of past events, but it also transforms your present and future. For you see, by revising the past, you are altering the very foundation upon which your current reality is built. You are rewriting the script of your life, scene by scene, moment by moment. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Wayne, how can changing my imagination of past events alter what has already happened? And to that I say, what you perceive as the past is nothing but a memory. I thought you are thinking in the present moment. By changing that thought, by revising that memory, you are quite literally altering the past, present, and future in one fell swoop. As you practice these first two habits, living in the end and revision, you will begin to notice a shift in your consciousness. The world around you will start to reflect your new assumptions, your revised memories. This is where the third transformative habit comes into play, the cultivation of unwavering faith. Faith, my dear friends, is not blind belief in something outside of yourself. It is not hoping or wishing for a better future. True faith is the absolute conviction that what you have imagined in your mind and felt in your heart must inevitably manifest in your physical reality. It is the unshakable knowing that your desires are already fulfilled in the spiritual realm and are now moving into expression in the world of form. To cultivate this unwavering faith, you must learn to dismiss the evidence of your physical senses when they contradict your desired reality. If you have imagined financial abundance, yet your bank account shows a lack of funds, you must have the courage and conviction to say, "This is but a shadow of the old man. My true reality is one of infinite abundance, and that is what I choose to accept." That and believe this habit of faith requires practice and persistence. It demands that you stand firm in your conviction, even when the entire world seems to argue against it. But I assure you, my friends, that as you strengthen this muscle of faith, you will witness miracles unfold in your life. For faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Now let us turn our attention to the fourth habit, One that is often overlooked but is absolutely crucial in the art of conscious creation, the practice of gratitude. Gratitude, my friends, is not merely a polite social custom or a fleeting emotion. It is a powerful creative force, a state of being that aligns you with the abundance of the universe. When you cultivate an attitude of genuine gratitude, you are acknowledging that you already possess everything you desire. You are recognizing the infinite abundance that surrounds you at every moment. This state of thankfulness opens the floodgates of blessings, attracting more and more reasons to be grateful. Begin each day by counting your blessings before you rise from your bed. Take a few moments to feel deep appreciation for all that you have in your life. Be thankful for the air you breathe, the beating of your heart, the roof over your head, the love of your family and friends. But don't stop there. Express gratitude for the things you desire as if you already possess them. If you desire perfect health, give thanks for your strong, vibrant body. If you seek a loving relationship, feel grateful for the wonderful partner who is already in your life, even if you haven't met them in the physical realm. Yet remember, in the world of imagination, in the kingdom within you, all things already exist. Your gratitude is the bridge that brings these desires into your physical experience. As you practice this habit of gratitude, you will find that your entire perspective on life begins to shift the world around. You will appear more beautiful, more abundant, more filled with opportunities and blessings. You will begin to see evidence of your desired reality everywhere where you look, further strengthening your faith and accelerating the manifestation of Yolinga. Now we come to the fifth and final habit, one that ties all the others together and amplifies their power exponentially. The art of letting go. This, my dear friends, is perhaps the most challenging habit to master, but it is also the most liberating and transformative. Letting go means releasing your attachment to the outcome, surrendering your desires to the infinite wisdom of the universe. It means trusting that once you have planted the seed of your desire in the fertile soil of your imagination, nurtured it with the water of your faith, and basked it in the sunlight of your gratitude, you must then step back and allow it to grow in its own time and in its own way. Many of you may be wondering, but never doesn't letting go contradict the idea of living in the end? How can I assume the feeling of my wish fulfilled while also detaching from the outcome? And to that, I say letting go is not about abandoning your desire or ceasing to live in the end. It is about releasing the anxiety, the doubt, and the need to control how and when your desire will manifest. When you truly let go, you enter a state of perfect peace and trust. You know with absolute certainty that your desire is already yours in the spiritual realm, and you are content to allow it to unfold in the physical world in the most beautiful and harmonious way possible. This state of letting go removes all resistance, all doubt, and all fear, creating a clear channel through which your desire can flow and enjoy your experience. Imagine, if you will, that you have ordered a package from a trusted source. You know with certainty that the package has been sent and is on its way to you. You spend every waking moment anxiously checking your mailbox or tracking the package's progress. Of course not. You simply go about your day confident in the knowledge that your package will arrive at the perfect time. This, my friends, is the essence of letting go. As you practice these 5 habits, living in the end, revision, unwavering faith, gratitude, and letting go, you will witness a transformation in your life so profound, so all-encompassing that it will seem nothing short of miraculous. And yet it is not a miracle in the conventional sense. It is simply the natural outcome of aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe, of recognizing and embracing your true nature as a divine being capable of shaping reality through the power of your imagination. Now I want you to understand that these habits are not separate, isolated practices. They are interconnected, each one supporting and amplifying the others as you live in the end, assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You naturally cultivate gratitude for what you have imagined as you revise your past. You strengthen your faith in the malleability of reality as you let go. You demonstrate your unwavering trust in the perfect unfolding of your desires. In just 1 week of consistently applying these habits, you will begin to see evidence of your new reality taking shape around you. But remember, my dear friends, Time is an illusion in the realm of spirit. Change can happen in an instant. The moment you truly embrace these habits, the moment you fully accept your divine nature and the creative power, your imagination, your entire world can shift in the blink of an eye. Let me share with you a story that illustrates the transformative power of these habits. There was once a man who had struggled with financial difficulties for many years. He lived in a small, cramped apartment, could barely make ends meet, and felt trapped in a job he despised. Then he discovered these 5 habits and decided to apply them with unwavering commitment. For 1 week, he dedicated himself to living in the end. Every night before sleep and every morning upon waking, he would close his eyes and imagine himself living in a beautiful home, enjoying financial abundance, and working in a fulfilling career. He felt the joy, the freedom, the sense of security that came with this new reality. He revised his past, reimagining his childhood as one of abundance and opportunity in his mind. He rewrote every memory of lack or limitation, replacing them with experiences of plenty and success. He cultivated unwavering faith, dismissing any doubts or negative thoughts that arose, affirming to himself, "I am now living my ideal life, my success is assured." Throughout the day, he practiced gratitude, giving thanks for the abundance that surrounded him, even if his physical circumstances hadn't yet changed. He expressed heartfelt appreciation for his imagined wealth, his dream home, his perfect job, feeling the emotions as if these things were already his. And finally, he mastered the art of letting go. He released his anxiety about how or when his desires would manifest, trusting in the perfect timing of the universe. He went about his days with a sense of peace and contentment, knowing that his new reality was already secured in the spiritual realm. Now, you might expect me to tell you that after 1 week, this man suddenly won the lottery or received a large inheritance. But that is not how the law of assumption works. Instead, something far more profound occurred. The man's entire perception of his life transformed. He began to see opportunities where before he had only seen obstacles. His confidence soared, and he found himself performing better at work, leading to a promotion and a significant raise. His new positive attitude attracted people who could help him advance his career. An acquaintance offered him a chance to invest in a promising business venture, which he seized with both hands. Within a month, he had moved into a larger, more comfortable apartment. Within 3 months, he had started his own successful business, and within a year, he was living in the very home he had imagined during that transformative week. You see, my friends, the external changes in this man's life were merely reflections of the internal changes he had made through these 5 habits. By assuming the feeling of his wish fulfilled, by revising his past, by cultivating unwavering faith, by practicing gratitude, and by letting go, he had literally transformed himself into a new person, one whose reality matched his desires. Now I can sense that some of you may be thinking, but Wayne, surely it can't be that simple. Surely there must be more to it than just imagining and feeling. And to that I say, yes, it is that simple. And no, there is nothing more to it. The power of creation lies within you, within your capacity to imagine and feel everything else. All the actions, all the apparent hard work flows naturally from that initial creative act of imagination. Consider the words of the great William Blake, "What is now proved was only imagine everything in your world from the chair you're sitting on to the most advanced technology began as a thought, an idea, a spark of imagination in someone's mind." You, my dear friends, have that same creative power within you. You are not merely a passive observer of reality. You are the author of your life story. As we near the conclusion of our time together, I want to impress upon you the urgency of applying these habits in your life. Not delay. Do not procrastinate. Do not tell yourself that you will start tomorrow. The time to begin is now. This very moment, for in truth, this moment is all that exists. The past is gone. The future is yet to be, but in this eternal now, you have the power to reshape your entire world. Begin tonight as you lay your head upon your pillow. Close your eyes and enter the state akin to sleep, that drowsy, quiet state where your conscious mind relaxes and your subconscious becomes receptive. In this state, assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. See yourself living the life you desire. Feel the emotions associated with having your dreams realized. As you drift off to sleep, carry this feeling with you into your slumber. For your subconscious mind never sleeps, and it is in these quiet hours of the night that it works most powerfully to bring your assumptions into reality. When you awaken in the morning, before you rise from your bed, revisit this feeling. Spend a few moments in gratitude for the new day and for the fulfillment of your desires throughout your day. Whenever you have a spare moment, while waiting in line during your lunch break, as you commute to and from work, practice these habits. Live in the end, revise any unpleasant experiences. Cultivate your faith, express gratitude, and let go of any anxiety or doubt. Remember, my friends, consistency is key. These habits are not a one-time exercise, but a new way of life. They require practice, dedication, and persistence, but I assure you, the rewards are beyond anything you can currently imagine. For as you master these habits, you master the very art of living, you become conscious creators, divine beings expressing the infinite power of the universe through your thoughts and feelings. In closing, I want to remind you of a profound truth. You are not bound by your past, by your current circumstances, or by what others think is possible for you. You are bound only by your own imagination and your willingness to assume the feeling of your wish is fulfilled. The life you dream of is not somewhere out there in a distant future. It exists now in this very moment within you. So go forth, my dear friends, and apply these 5 habits with all the intensity and conviction you can muster. Live in the end, revise your past, cultivate unwavering faith, practice gratitude, and learn to let go. Do this. And I promise you, in just 1 week, you will see your world begin to transform. And as you persist in these habits, you will continue to witness miracles unfold in your life, day after day, week after week, until you stand in awe of the magnificent reality you have created. Remember, the kingdom of heaven is within you. All that you seek, all the love, all the abundance, all the joy, all the success, it is already yours. You need only to claim it, to assume it, to embody it, for you are the operant power. You are the divine creative force expressing itself in human form. Embrace this truth, live from this understanding, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Go now and be the creator of your world, for in the words of the immortal bard, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely play as you, my friends, are not just players in this grand drama of life. You are the playwright, the director, and the star of your own magnificent story. Write it well, direct it with purpose, and play your part with all the passion and conviction you can muster. The curtain rises on your new life. Now step onto the stage of your transformed reality with confidence, with joy, and with the unshakable knowledge that you are the author of your destiny. The power is yours, the time is now, and the only limit is your imagination. Embrace these 5 habits, embody them fully, and watch as your life changes in just 1 week and continues to evolve into a masterpiece of your own creation. Thank you. Bless you, and may your journey of conscious creation bring you all the joy, abundance, and fulfillment your heart desires. Remember, it is done. It is finished. Your new life awaits you. Claim it now with every fiber of your being and step into the glorious reality that is your divine birthright. The world is yours, shaped by your imagination, molded by your assumptions, and brought to life by the power of your consciousness. Go forth and create miracles, for that is who you truly are, miracle workers, divine creators, gods in human form. The stage is set, the lights are on, and your magnificent performance begins now. Bravo, my friends, bravo.